YouTube. How did this website go from a failed dating site on the verge of bankruptcy to the second most visited site on the planet, worth hundreds of billions of dollars? It's one of the craziest underdog stories in tech history. A story of luck, timing, chaos, lawsuits, billion-dollar deals, and a revolution that changed how humans share ideas forever. In this video, we're diving through every era of YouTube, from the birth of the creator economy to the Adpocalypse, to scandals that almost took it all down. Trust me, this story gets insane. Welcome to the wild history of YouTube. Alright, so here's where it all starts. 2005, the internet was still kinda clunky. Social media was barely a thing, and people were trading random video clips over email like it was digital gold. Then three guys, Chad Hurley, Steve Chen, and Jawed Karim, came up with this wild idea. What if you could upload and share videos instantly with anyone, anywhere? At first though, that idea had nothing to do with what YouTube is today. Their original concept, a video-based dating site. Yup, it was literally called Tune In Hookup. The pitch was simple. Instead of swiping or filling out some boring profile, you'd upload a short video saying who you were and who you wanted to meet. The only problem? Nobody wanted to upload those videos. Not a single person. Days went by, the servers were empty, and the founders realized something. People didn't necessarily want to date through videos. They just wanted an easy way to share videos, period. That's when they flipped the switch. They scrapped the dating idea and turned the site into an open platform for any kind of video. Music clips, random moments, pranks, cat videos, you name it. And just like that, YouTube as we know it was born. But here's where things start to get crazy. Because the very first video ever uploaded would change everything. So, on April 23rd, 2005, a 25-year-old named Jawed Karim, one of YouTube's founders, stood in front of an elephant enclosure at the San Diego Zoo, hit record on a cheap camcorder, and unknowingly made internet history. The video? Just 18 seconds long. Jawed standing there in a grey hoodie, a little awkward, a little unsure, saying, "All right, so here we are with the elephants." The cool thing about these guys is that they have really, really long trunks. That's it. No music, no cuts, no script. It's called Me at the Zoo. And even though it seems super simple, that short clip became the spark that lit the entire YouTube era. Back then, nobody thought regular people could be on camera. TV was still run by networks. Hollywood controlled the spotlight. And if you wanted people to see your work, you needed expensive gear and a studio. But here comes this casual, unedited video shot on a whim. And suddenly, it's proof that anyone could share a moment, an idea, or a laugh with the whole world. It wasn't about perfection. It was about connection. That's what made YouTube different. It wasn't a platform for celebrities. It was a stage for everyone. And from that one tiny upload, the floodgates opened. Within weeks, thousands of videos started pouring in. Funny clips, music covers, random experiments, the start of a brand new kind of culture. But just when things started taking off, a huge problem hit. They were running out of money. By mid-2005, YouTube was catching fire. Videos were spreading like crazy. People were sharing links through emails and early MySpace pages. And for the first time ever, the internet actually felt alive. But behind the scenes, the founders were sweating bullets. See, video hosting wasn't cheap. Every time someone clicked play, it cost them money in bandwidth. And the more popular they got, the faster their bills exploded. It got so bad that Steve Chen and Chad Hurley were literally paying server costs out of their own pockets. They had maxed out credit cards, begged for help from friends, and were this close to pulling the plug. At that point, YouTube wasn't a billion-dollar idea. It was a financial nightmare. No real business model, no ads, no investors yet. Just three guys trying to keep their dream alive while the servers groaned under the traffic. But here's the thing about timing. Sometimes you're just in the right place at the right time. In 2005, high-speed internet was finally becoming mainstream. Webcams were getting cheaper, and people were craving new ways to express themselves online. And while the founders were struggling to stay afloat, something incredible was happening. The YouTube community was forming fast. Every day, more people were discovering this wild new site where anyone could post anything. Still, it wasn't enough to pay the bills. They needed a lifeline. And that lifeline came from a single video that blew up overnight. So picture this. It's late 2005. YouTube's hanging by a thread. The founders are broke and they're praying someone, anyone, notices their little website. Then, out of nowhere, a clip starts spreading across the internet like wildfire. It wasn't a Hollywood trailer or a music video. It was just a funny home video. Two guys lip-syncing to a catchy song in their living room. That was the magic of it. It felt real. It felt human. People couldn't stop sharing it. Emails, blogs, early social media. Boom, it was everywhere. And for the first time ever, something went truly viral on the internet. The video drew millions of views, an insane number for that time. And suddenly, YouTube wasn't just surviving. It was exploding. Traffic skyrocketed. New uploads doubled almost every week. Within months, YouTube became the go-to place for funny moments, music clips, news bloopers, basically anything you wanted to show your friends. Even mainstream media started to take notice. Talk shows, magazines, and reporters couldn't figure it out. How was this random site beating everyone to the punch? But as YouTube's popularity soared, so did its problems. Because while users were having fun uploading whatever they wanted, a lot of that content wasn't actually theirs to post. And that's when the lawsuits started coming in hot. By early 2006, YouTube was unstoppable. Millions of people were uploading, sharing, and watching videos every single day. It felt like the Wild West of the internet. No rules, no filters, just pure creative chaos. But that freedom came with a massive problem. A ton of people were uploading TV shows, movie clips, and music videos they didn't own. The site was flooded with copyrighted stuff, and Hollywood was furious. Major studios and record labels started sending cease and desist letters left and right. At one point, YouTube's inbox was practically on fire. Every lawyer in LA was talking about this new pirate video site that needed to be shut down. And the founders? They were terrified. They weren't trying to steal anything. They just wanted to build a platform for people to share videos. But things were spiraling fast. If they got sued for even one of those uploads, it could be game over. So they scrambled to fix it. They started developing tools to take down copyrighted videos and worked non-stop to clean up the site. But it was like trying to stop a tidal wave with a bucket. For every video they removed, 10 more went up. Still, they refused to quit. They believed too strongly in what they were building, a global stage for everyday people. And then, just when it looked like the legal pressure might crush them, someone major took notice. Someone with deep pockets and the power to change everything. By mid-2006, YouTube was everywhere. It wasn't just some internet fad anymore. It was a full-on cultural phenomenon. Everyone was talking about it, from high schoolers to late-night hosts. But behind the hype, the company was drowning in lawsuits, server costs, and copyright drama. Then, out of nowhere, Google came knocking. At the time, Google was trying to grow its own video platform, Google Video. But it wasn't working. It was clunky, slow, and nobody used it. YouTube, on the other hand, had what Google didn't: community, momentum, and that viral spark money can't buy. So in November 2006, Google made a move that stunned the entire tech world. They bought YouTube for $1.65 billion in stock. Overnight, the three founders went from broke dreamers to multi-millionaires. It was one of those jaw-dropping moments that defined the early internet boom. People couldn't believe it. A site that didn't even exist 2 years earlier had just pulled off one of the biggest acquisitions in tech history. And the best part? YouTube finally had the resources to go big, really big. Better servers, better support, better everything. But the Google era didn't just bring stability, it changed YouTube's entire identity, because now it wasn't just a scrappy startup. It was a global platform about to shape the future of entertainment itself. And that's when the creators entered the picture. The people who'd turn YouTube from a website into a whole new industry. Once Google took over, everything started to shift. YouTube wasn't just a place to dump random clips anymore. It became a stage. And suddenly, everyday people were turning into stars. Remember, this was before Instagram fame or TikTok virality. Back then, the idea of becoming famous from your bedroom webcam was unheard of. But YouTube changed all that. You had early legends like Smosh, Lonely Girl 15, and Nigga Higa pulling in millions of views from simple homemade videos. Their content wasn't polished, but that's what made it so addictive. It was raw, funny, and real. For the first time, regular people had the same reach as TV shows. Maybe even bigger fans weren't just watching. They were commenting, remixing, and connecting. It was interactive in a way Hollywood couldn't touch. Then came the YouTube Partner Program, and everything leveled up again. Creators could finally make money from their videos. That flipped the entire internet on its head. Now, making videos wasn't just a hobby. It was a career path. People were quitting their jobs, building studios in their garages, and chasing the dream full-time. This was the birth of the creator economy, the start of an entirely new industry that would change entertainment forever. But as YouTube started minting stars and printing cash, something darker began creeping in behind the scenes. Because with fame and money came drama, scandals, and controversy. By the early 2000s, YouTube wasn't just a platform anymore. It was a universe. Millions of creators, billions of viewers, and an entire generation that grew up on vlogs, sketches, and reaction videos. But with massive growth came massive problems. The pressure to stay relevant was brutal. Creators were chasing clicks, pushing boundaries, and sometimes crossing serious lines. That's when the first big YouTube controversies hit. Fake pranks, offensive content, clickbait everywhere. It felt like the platform that once celebrated creativity was starting to lose control. Then came the Adpocalypse, a a total nightmare for creators. After major brands realized their ads were showing up on controversial videos, they pulled out hard overnight. Thousands of creators saw their income vanish. One week, they were living off their channels. The next, they were struggling to survive. The community was furious, confused, and scared. And while YouTube scrambled to rebuild trust with advertisers, it also began tightening its rules. Algorithms, monetization filters, new policies, all meant to keep things safe. But something interesting happened in the chaos. The real creators adapted. They found new ways to tell stories, connect with fans, and build loyal audiences that no algorithm could erase. Through all the drama and fallout, YouTube didn't die. It evolved. And out of that chaos, a new wave of creators was about to redefine what the platform could be. Because just when everyone thought YouTube had peaked, one creator changed everything. By the late 2000s, YouTube had survived scandals, lawsuits, and algorithm chaos. But something new was happening. A new kind of creator was rising. One who didn't just post for fun, but treated YouTube like a full-blown business. Enter MrBeast, the guy who redefined what it meant to be a YouTuber. Jimmy Donaldson, better known as MrBeast, didn't just make videos. He made events from counting to 100,000 straight, to giving away cars, houses, and even a private island. His content was bigger, louder, and more ambitious than anything the platform had ever seen. And he wasn't alone. Creators like PewDiePie, Markiplier, Emma Chamberlain, and Casey Neistat helped shape the culture of modern YouTube, mixing storytelling, personality, and production value that rivaled Hollywood. This was the YouTube era of sponsorships, brand deals, and massive production budgets. But even with all that money and fame, one thing stayed the same. YouTube's soul was still built on people, not studios, not corporations. People with cameras, ideas, and passion. And that's what made it unstoppable. By 2020, YouTube wasn't just a video site. It was the beating heart of internet culture. News broke there. Music launched there. Careers were made there. From a failed dating site to a cultural empire, YouTube had become something no one could have predicted. But the story doesn't end there. Because the next chapter of YouTube, AI, streaming wars, and creator-led empires, might just be its wildest yet. So, here we are. Nearly 2 decades since a few guys tried to make a dating site called YouTube. What started as a simple idea to share videos has turned into one of the most powerful forces in modern culture. But YouTube isn't slowing down. If anything, it's evolving faster than ever. Now we've got AI-generated content, virtual influencers, and creators building full-blown production companies from their bedrooms. Shorts are taking over, long-form documentaries are thriving, and live streaming is the new frontier. And with platforms like TikTok and Twitch competing for attention, YouTube keeps adapting, tweaking algorithms, pushing new tools, and giving creators more ways to turn passion into a paycheck. The wild part? Even with all that tech and money behind it, the heart of YouTube hasn't changed one bit. It's still about someone hitting upload, sharing a piece of their world, and hoping it connects with someone else on the other side of the screen. That's what made YouTube real. That's what made it last. From that first blurry clip of a guy at the zoo to global creators reaching billions, it's proof that anyone, anywhere can share their story and be heard. And as for what's next, one thing's for sure. YouTube will keep evolving, But it'll never lose the magic that started it all. A platform built by people, for people,